I recently finished a playthrough of Dispatch and now the game is stuck inside my head. Every now and again, a game will come out that will bring back old classics or forgotten genres. These games are few and far between. I'm talking about games like Alien Isolation or the Doom 2016 remake. These brought back renewed interest in the AAA survival horror space and revitalized the Doom franchise. They have something in common. It's not the tension, horror, or action, it's the quality. A level of quality that makes them stand out, that is good enough to bring back something old or dead. Dispatch is so good that I think it can do for episodic games what Alien did for horror and what the Doom remake did for Doom. It sets a precedent for other studios, showing them that this kind of game is still in demand, that there's an audience here to be found who are starving for this kind of content. In recent years, in spite of the releases of other games like the Life is Strange series, nothing ever made enough waves to remind us that episodic games are still around. Dispatch is fresh and exciting. It's here to show us that this genre still has so much more to give. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gripply, and welcome to my review of Dispatch. As a warning, this video will contain spoilers. Before we begin, let's first watch a quick cutscene to show you exactly what I mean. I saw this clip while browsing through YouTube, and it's what convinced me to try out the game. It's such a compelling moment to see. Before I even knew who this woman was or what she's been through, this cutscene already told me so much about her. It's so provoking to see such a quiet pride and joy show itself on her face. This cutscene didn't need any loud dialogue or words. It's perfect in its honesty and simplicity. The moment I saw this in-game is the same moment I realized this wouldn't be possible in any other medium, and I'll tell you why. What we just saw happens in episode 3. It happens after a moment where the woman, Invisigal, is feeling depressed. Invisigal has the power to go invisible, but all her life she's never been able to be a good person. She just doesn't think she's cut out to be a superhero.
You don't get it. Some people are born to be heroes. I'm not one of them. I tried. Just wasn't meant to be.
Meant to be? What are you talking about?
Blazer, Phenomenon, they have hero powers. Strong, out there for all to see.
Flying through the sky. Nothing to hide.
What's your point?
I have fucking villain powers. I can turn invisible and skulk in the shadows. My powers let me steal shit and watch famous people fuck. Being a villain is my fate. It's in the fucking stars.
It takes Robert, who we play as, to tell her that no, she can do it.
You make your own destiny.
And with his support, she manages to fight and arrest a supervillain right after, maybe even for the first time in her life. That's why there's so much joy in her face when her name went up the leaderboard. She wanted to capture that moment in a picture because it means something. The thing is, we wouldn't feel that joy alongside her if we were just watching this on a screen. It's because we got to choose what to say, we got to help her make that change, that we're able to share that joy. Because we were part of the journey. Her journey. It gives me such a deep appreciation of what video games are capable of, because in no other medium do you get this feeling so keenly. This is the essence of Dispatch. Earlier I spoke about quality, that in order for a game to revive something, it needs to have a quality about it that stands above everything else. In Dispatch, that quality is concentrated, funneled into moments like this. The game has 8 episodes. 8 entire episodes, complete with beautiful things to see, just like this one.
We can work with this.
That's what makes the game so good. This wasn't obvious to me at the beginning. As I was writing this script, I really had to stop and ask myself what it is I like about this game. YouTube already has plenty of reviews about Dispatch, but something about those reviews just didn't reach the core of why this game is so compelling to me, why these characters live rent-free in my head and I can't kick them out. This was so hard to answer, I actually went past my own deadline. I had to rewrite the script over and over. Is it the great animation, the gameplay, the choices? These things in the game are good, but to me, they all exist to create a space where these characters can come alive. And alive they are. The animation is so good, the expressions so vivid, that even without dialogue, you can just see what these characters are feeling. You can see the anguish in their face in moments of sadness, and the simple joy in an instance of triumph. There is so much personality put in the way they shyly brush their hair or the way they glare at something they don't like. And the voice acting, gosh, the voice acting. It is superb. Robert's lines perfectly express that down on his luck attitude while still gritting his teeth hoping for more.
The bar is very low with this group.
Well, it's not low for me. Look, I like to make a joke and keep things light as much as the next person. But when it comes to work, I'm not fucking around here.
Invisigal's crass is delivered so convincingly, it makes me forget I'm playing a video game.
You had a good time eating popcorn too loud while I sat silently next to you?
The silence was the best part.
She has that mix of trying to get Robert's attention while trying to keep her tough gal persona going, and you definitely hear it in her voice. Blonde Blazer has that charming mix of being dorky and sweet at the same time.
Oh, no, I had a great day. Well, that's not totally true. Oh, you're joking. Sorry.
But other times she can be an authority.
His identity, all of this, that's staying between us. He's still Mecha Man, but that can't get out. And if it does, I'll know who it came from.
There's something very open and honest about the way Ad Hoc has designed and presented their characters. Never have I ever felt that a studio celebrates them. Ad Hoc does exactly that. Every moment and every scene is infused with so much thought and feeling, it makes them feel so real. You can really tell that Ad Hoc likes their characters just as much as you or I do. Maybe even more. And I love that. I love that they celebrate them. It's the same feeling you get when you're at your sibling's sports competition, or when you're celebrating with your spouse for their promotion. I find myself cheering for these characters in the exact same way, which isn't something I can say for very many other games. How they move, act, and talk is so lifelike and grounded, yet still expresses the exaggerations needed for fictional media. It's a combination that almost makes me feel like they're going to jump out of my screen at any second. There's a level of connection fostered here between the players and characters that I think is very understated, a sensation of authenticity that is difficult to achieve. When making this video, I pondered over what elements of the game I wanted to talk about. It's a review after all, so it should include a complete overview of the game. Then I thought to myself, what am I actually left with after I saw the credits roll? If you think about it, much of our relationship with games consists of time spent not playing them over time spent actually playing them. This patch is only about 8 hours long, but I sure as hell have spent more than 8 hours thinking and reminiscing about its world and people. In fact, I'll probably remember the game for the rest of my life. That's the rest of my life compared to 8 hours. This train of thought really opened my mind about how I reflect on video games. That's why I've spent half this video talking about the characters, because I want to say that before anything else, long after you've left the world of Dispatch, they are what will remain in your mind. Like a close friend you haven't spoken to in a long time, you may not be with them right now, but you'll always remember them fondly. So that's the characters. Let's talk about the rest of the game, because the rest of it is also good. You play as Robert Robertson III, that's his real name, a superhero known as Mecha Man. You don't really have any powers of your own, instead you have a giant robot suit. Things take a turn for the worse when you go after your father's killer and lose the fight. While escaping, your suit blows up, then everything you own disappears. Enter Blonde Blazer, who offers you work at the Superhero Dispatch Network in exchange for fixing your suit. Your job is to manage these guys, the Z-Team. You need to turn them from a ragtag group of miscreants into a respectable team of do-gooders. That's where the story kicks off. It's not the greatest video game story ever told, but it does have something going for it. Presentation. Seriously, just look at your screen. It has good pacing, and you never get the impression you're being ushered from one scene to the next. You'll get everything from emotional conversations to exciting fights. Action scenes are fast and well directed, while quieter moments linger, letting you appreciate the emotions on display. This is all underpinned by the absolutely banging animation, without which none of this game would be as great as it is. Most everything you come across on screen serves to bring out or highlight something about the characters. It could be their personality, their powers, their relationship, or something else. You're not going to like them all right away. You'll even find some of them annoying. But together, they go through an arc that sees them transforming from an unlikely group of miscreants into a genuine found family. And don't forget the romance, but we'll get to that later. The main way you'll be guiding the story is through dialogue choices. They're where most of your attention will be. Some of these choices are very important.
When I look around this room, what I see is potential.
Got there in the end.
Unfortunately for you, it's a curse. Because there isn't a thing in the universe that goes more wasted than potential.
But what I like more are the choices that let you determine what kind of person you want your Robert to be. Do you want him to be reasonable? Do you want him to be cynical? Do you want to side with one person over the other? There are options for different kinds of responses throughout the game, and none of them ever feel out of place. They all feel like appropriate responses that Robert would make in any given situation. It's up to you to decide which one you think works best.
Did you mean all that? You really think she has a shot? All that stuff about fate sounded good, but I don't know if you were just saying what you thought she needed to hear.
Yeah, everyone has a shot. People are who they choose to be.
Dialogue choices aren't the only button prompts you'll be seeing. There are also QTEs. You see a button on screen, you press it. I appreciate that Ad Hoc has given us the option to turn it off for those who don't want to be distracted by it. The main gameplay segment is the actual dispatching. Each hero has their own stats, unique abilities, level ups, and power ups. You can assign your heroes to do any mission you want. In order to succeed, however, you need to make sure those heroes have the right stats or abilities to match the mission requirements. All in all, I found myself really enjoying this when I got into its rhythm. It's not so complicated that it detracts from the rest of the game, and neither is it so menial that it doesn't engage you. Even this part of the game finds a way to make the characters come first. It's chock full of banter between them that is perfectly in line with who they are. We get to see small showcases of their personalities and tidbits of lore we otherwise wouldn't have gotten. Finally, there's a hacking minigame. It's more focused on puzzle solving. It has you inputting codes and opening nodes while dodging enemies and racing against the countdown. As long as you use your head, you won't really struggle here. Between the dialogue options and gameplay segments, you are constantly making choices. But there's one important choice we haven't tackled yet. The romance. And my gosh, the romance. Blonde Blazer or Invisigal, you can't go wrong with either. The romance in this game is done so beautifully. Take a look at this date scene with Blonde Blazer, or better yet, Mandy. Now take a look at this party scene with Invisigal, or Courtney. The way they look at Robert, the way they put their arms around him and stare into his eyes. It tells you all you need to know about how these two feel about him. It speaks volumes about how the writing in this game is just so damn good. It's easily the best part of Dispatch for me, and it made me giddy every time I saw something like this. Romance exists in other titles to be sure. We all know how the Dragon Age or Mass Effect ones work, but they're almost treated like a minigame. You give gifts, raise affection. They're treated like NPCs rather than genuine people. Not in Dispatch. I've never seen romantic chemistry portrayed so realistically before in a video game. And I don't mean realistic as in you'd see it in real life. I mean realistic as in there's a genuine connection. As the romance deepens with either Invisigal or Blonde Blazer, you get a tangible understanding of why they pair so well with Robert, and the way their personalities support each other. There's nothing artificial about the way this connection develops. By the time the cutscenes roll, you can't help but think that the person you chose is completely worth it, that they genuinely have their life made better for Robert's presence in it, which is absolutely stunning to me.
Bro, you're so lucky.
I know.
So far, I've talked a lot about the good things. Let's move on ahead to my criticisms. These aren't glaring or blatant by any means, but they are there, and I think they can be improved. The first one is choice clarity. There's a part where you have the option to throw spaghetti or a protein shake at this guy, Flambe. The prompt even appears showing that he'll remember it. Yet nothing in the later parts of the game ever addresses this. If it's affected the story at all, then I sure as hell don't know how. I'd like some way to know exactly what changes after you make any decision. Maybe the prompt can say, Flambe's dislike for you has increased, or something along those lines. You might find the humor a little awkward. Most of the jokes in the game usually hit the mark for me.
Cool. You gonna wash before you do that?
Nah, bro, I never touch nothing. Just touch my pants and underwear only. Even for shake, I just do like this.
Can you show me again? I don't think I got it.
But it sometimes leans too much into that sex joke territory that it might break your immersion.
So you're into squirters. You like that gush in your throat? Cool. Okay. Say less, though.
Yep, you got me. I love gobbling on hot sloppy donuts. Love 'em from my mouth to my butt.
Now I like dirty jokes as much as the next guy, but these feel a little too sudden, as if they came out of nowhere. Your mileage may vary though. I personally got used to these jokes. They appeared often enough, I began to feel they're just part of the package. This next one is more of a nitpick for me. The Z team simply doesn't get enough attention. Many of them don't have more central roles in the narrative compared to say Blonde Blazer or Invisigal, so it makes sense. But they all have such vibrant personalities that it feels like wasted potential to just have them there and not give them something more to work with. Finally, I think this game just needs more raw gameplay time. The 8 hours we're given feels tight. There's exactly enough for all the good things I've talked about, but only just that. The game really needs something in between what we're getting to cement and drive home how important the story beats are, and the growing connection between the characters. Honestly though, I could keep going on and on about the criticisms, but you'll barely even notice them. You'll be too busy having a great time playing the game. It's a great game. Your takeaway after this patch is never going to be, wow, they defeated the villain, or the minigame was so good. It's going to be the characters, the people. The world of Dispatch feels so open and alive for them being in it. It was a genuine delight and pleasure to go from one moment to the next just to see their expressions, hear what they say, and witness how they act and react to the things happening around them. To end this video, I'd like to express that I really hate how real these characters feel. After I finished the game, I felt empty, like there's a cavernous hollow in my chest that used to be filled with them and now isn't. It reminds me of the feeling I get after I finish my favorite series of books or my favorite TV show. That sense of longing to keep interacting with these characters and keep being in their lives gives me a bittersweet aftertaste to what is otherwise an amazing experience. It's gotten to the point that I already know how pissed off I'll be if Ad Hoc fumbles Season 2, if there's going to be one. Give me more already because I just can't wait. Dispatch. What an amazing game. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, then please like, comment, or subscribe. It really helps the channel out. It's just my second video, and I've got plenty more to come. Thank you so much.